everyone. Thank you for being here. We are tonight talking about Fresh Start Business Incubator and how to become a mentor. If you haven't been on the Alliance TV channel, David Ramajan last week spent a good hour talking about mentorship. And so we're working on a series here in building up a crescendo, really to start getting in more mentors to the business incubator. So this will be a great opportunity tonight to hear different stories and backgrounds and different types of mentoring as we push forward and build the Alliance. So without any further ado, we want to introduce Bruce Rudy. Bruce is one of our board members. I'm also a board member of Fresh Start. We've known each other for about 10, 15 years now. He was one of the first people to start Fresh Start of Illinois, which then became Fresh Start Business Incubator. But we want to talk a little bit about that, and Bruce is going to talk a little bit about the history.
So thanks, John.
Sure.
Yes, I was not one of the original board members, but I was very early on. And I think at this point I am the longest term board member. Maybe not the oldest, but perhaps that too. So Fresh Start was started in the 2008, 2009, 2010 downturn of the economy. And our friends and neighbors were being launched from their Fortune 500 companies in droves. And they were all diving into their basements, onto their computers, on monster.com, thinking this is the way I'm going to get a new job, because they had never known anything different. They got hired out of college, they worked for 20 years for a good company, and then all of a sudden they had to find a job. Those of us who had been more entrepreneurial or who had different life experiences seemed to understand that it was personal connection, it was person-to-person links that actually found new jobs. And so we started Fresh Start as a not-for-profit. Nobody worked for dollars, but we donated our time, effort, and resources to helping teach people how to find jobs. There were other organizations at the time that for cost and dollars would sort of do the same thing, but we found like-minded people at very serious positions and with great connections who would come in and leverage their time to help people with interviewing skills, resume review, and we literally taught people how to get jobs. We didn't get them jobs. And so that was the start of Fresh Start. And we helped hundreds of people over that first 4, 5, 6 years. And it was a mission of passion, and it was a mission that was very effective. So as we got into that 2015 type time frame, when the economy came back a little bit anyway, we saw these incubators starting on the East Coast and West Coast, and we got our hands into, okay, what can we do next, or what can we do additionally? So that is when the Business Incubator was formed.
And we've done a lot of learning through that process, but one of the major thrusts for our incubator is, one, our process, and B, our mentors. Our mentors are people that we've known. These are people that are leaders of industry. These are people that are community leaders, and they all help in varying ways to shepherd individuals through the incubator process. It's really a large mentoring network. And so we've been very proud to have had a lot of success over the last couple of years. And we are excited to be part of the Alliance. And I know that we're going to have Steve Whittington come in a minute, and he's going to talk about what that Alliance means to him. But I know what it means to us, and it's a beautiful thing. So we'll make that happen. Steve Whittington and I have known each other for a number of years. We've had a lot of Fresh Start Present opportunities here. Steve's been kind enough to lend a hand in his space for some wonderful projects that we've done together. But over the last 6 months or so, we've come together and joined an alliance. And there's some features to this that are pretty extraordinary. And I would like to have Steve kind of walk through that.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, again, happy to be here. And I think this is, like you said, 6 months. And it's shocking that we have been, working through this for 6 months. It seems like yesterday. It seems like 10 years.
Yeah.
But, it's really exciting because what we have discovered is, this place coupled with very intentional business building services. And I think what's unique about and I know I'm repeating myself from past events we've had, but what's unique is, when we talk about incubator, it doesn't mean what most people think it means, right? It's a nonprofit. You are a lifestyle business. You find yourself, maybe in transition, and your best opportunity right now is to try to hang a shingle. And that's where I think, as we looked at our customers and how we looked at the community and how Fresh Start did, that's where the alignment was so strong.
Yeah.
And what's exciting about this is we made a lot of progress in 6 months, right?
Yes,
we are talking about mentorship tonight. We talked about our alliance just over the last couple months, but what we're standing on top of, right, is literally a platform, literally a technology that our mentors, our clients are going to be able to utilize not just, in the next couple of months here at LifeWorking Coworking, but, as we've talked the last couple of days, we've got some exciting advancements that are coming with LifeWorking Coworking that are going to be delivering future locations, which we're really, really excited about. And this is an intermediate step. What folks can expect from us going forward is starting to talk about how clients can become part of what we're doing. I'm just excited about where we are, what we've done to date, and what's coming our way.
Yeah, that's extraordinary, and I'm so happy and proud to be part of this alliance. And our board and friends and family and incubator clients are just very, very happy that this all comes together.
Yes.
So kudos to you with all the hard work and the teams that you put together. So thank you.
Hey, we're looking forward to this. All right.
Absolutely.
So next.
All right. Caleb Borgstrom is an incubator client, a live incubator client, extraordinary incubator client on many levels. Started your business 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
I think 4 years ago, and then we pivoted pretty hard about 2.5 to 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
But you went from like 2-3 employees and then shot up. And what first year was $700,000 in revenue?
our first year was less than that.
Okay.
Our first year was maybe 100,000 in revenue.
Okay. And now you're staring down what 14 to 20 million
This year we'll be at like 16, roughly 16 million.
That's extraordinary. Now you have 20 employees.
So I think I just counted the other day. We're at like 32 right now.
That's extraordinary.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, that's it. I mean, part of it, and one of the things that's helped so much with the entire aspect of Fresh Start is being able to, because I have the things I'm good at, which is, I'd like to think I'm good at like some of the sales side and some of the growth side, but like the operation side especially is an area that you and I both know is not quite as much of my area of strength. So it was nice to be able to have people that I could turn to, that I could trust, that are good in that area, that also I knew it wasn't just someone who was like, because there's a lot of people you can pay to help you. Right. It was nice to know, okay, I can just turn to them directly when I have questions, especially in times where we're not as profitable.
Yes.
It's definitely an extra beneficial thing.
Yeah, and for us, having someone like yourself who actually takes the advice and runs with it and manifests good things and hires people and tries things, and there have been some failures throughout your process, but that's all part of the learning, right? And so we're just super excited to see your growth and where you're going, and we're excited to be on your side.
No, it's very good to have you there. Trust me, I say this. A lot of situations would have been a little bit trickier.
Yeah, that's for sure. One of the things I'm really intrigued with is this introduction to Chris Tucker, and he's the head of MBX, and He's, you've gone there a couple of times and had some good conversations. Can you kind of expound on that? How was that experience?
So that was super helpful. The first time I met with him and just kind of looked around, it was more just inspiring, nice guy to talk with and kind of see that operation, how clean everything, how everything functions. And then when I visited him the more recent time, I especially had like operation related thoughts in my mind. So because he's so close in like what they do to what we do, the way that back end functions, it was nice to be able to turn to him directly and just see exactly how their operation works and talk with someone who's had experience for so much longer than I have been in business and really on a whole nother scale than I am. So just kind of see exactly how that works. And actually from then, me and Chris have just today like reached out to him to set up a lunch because we've been having lunch once a month or so. And so it's just great to have that connection to constantly build from there. Absolutely. So hopefully I'm giving him some sort of value in return. So.
I think you are. I know you are. And so I reached out to him before this event. He's traveling, unfortunately, but would have loved to have been here because I would have loved to kind of circle that loop. But what's extraordinary about your situation right now is you were on last week with one of our new incubator clients as a mentor. And so you're doing the full circle here, which is exactly what we're trying to do: build communities, build infrastructure, and building leaders. And this is your mind share for our new client was extraordinary. And
I'm glad it could be helpful. And that's what like I've got the areas where I think that okay, I've got some areas that I've got some experience and I'm okay at, and then being able to help in that area and then hear from other people who are better in the area I'm not.
Yeah. So, well, it's awesome. It's great having you part of the team. It's great knowing you, and it's great being a part of your success.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm glad. So cool. It's been excellent. Like I said, it's definitely very nice to have someone to turn to when things are a little trickier. Sure. So at least get a second opinion. So
good. Well, thanks.
Okay.
Really appreciate it. So, man, Rob Wilder.
How are you?
Rob Wilder is one of our younger board members.
Not the youngest, unfortunately.
No, but and one of the things about our board is we've wanted to infuse the board with younger, forward-thinking, creative men and women who are building businesses, because you can't talk the talk unless you're walking it. So that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves with. We're all business people, and it's exciting to have you here because one of the things that is intriguing about you and your background is you spent a lot of time with the high school. You're one of the huge advocates for high school incubators. I mean, we're part of that, growing that program over there. And as we grow the Alliance and as we grow mentorship, I want people in the audience to understand it's going to cover a wide swath. We're going to be helping college students. We're going to be helping high school students. We're going to be helping professionals. And we have the resources and the people to support that. So, but I do want to talk to you about what your experience has been working with high school.
Oh, well, yeah. So the high school is an especially rewarding segment, right, of business founders in the sense that they're the future builders of America. At least that's the way that I always look at them. And clearly, young people are amazing because there's a huge amount of horsepower. They're like supercharged engines, and they just need a little bit of drivetrain. Yeah. But it's really fun to get excited about them. And for me, I specifically look at how I can provide impact to these future builders of America, right? Like when I look at the high school kids, it's less about understanding, do I identify with their values? Because I feel like I have an obligation to materially participate in the values that they need to establish for good business practice, ethical, and so forth. So, mentoring young people is a blessing because they're willing to absorb a lot of information. And I think that for any founder or founding team, that's a very important, asset. Yeah. But on the mentorship standpoint, right, we are challenged with making sure that we can express empathy and that we can also demonstrate authority. And as it pertains to young people, it's always interesting because, empathy, you have to be very nurturing.
Yeah.
And, you have to be nurturing to all founders. You have to be nurturing to all business owners to a certain level, and what comes from establishing, authority or being able to demonstrate authority is always an interesting challenge, because authority is, hey, do I trust you? Right.
Yes.
And
Yep.
do I respect, and do I respect you as a person?
Right.
With young people, trust is already there. Life hasn't beaten them down enough to, to basically, they're not aware of the environment, how many people you can't trust in life.
Right.
But, as it pertains to, to respect, that is an interesting challenge that, I certainly empathize with all teachers, with
Sure.
all parents, who provide advice and provide guidance, trying to get trying to obtain a certain level of respect with young people. But when you have it and you do it well, the high school segment is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's an exciting and dynamic place, and for the schools that are hosting incubator programs, what better way for students to learn, because it's proactive and it's life. I mean, you're going to get into something, you're going to learn all about business from different aspects, and hopefully in that process, early on in life, you're going to fail, right? You're going to fail in certain areas, and then you're going to rebound and do that pitch deck again and again until it's right. So great work that you're doing. Do you have any advice for, as we're attracting mentors to Fresh Start Business Incubator, what are some of the things that you would say that you would say to the audience that we're looking for?
So, great question. So again, I think that, being a mentor, the most important qualities there, expressing empathy, demonstrating authority. I really, I try to speak less to tell a mentor how to be a great mentor, but I will tell you that, for me, I like to use simple devices, right? And it all fundamentally comes to, how as a mentor can I provide impact, right? Mm-hmm. So when I'm looking at whether it's a high school team or some kind of founding team, I'm looking at, okay, do they know who they serve, right? And if they don't know who they serve, perhaps I can help provide some clarity and impact there. Do they understand their core messaging, right? Mm-hmm. Are they able to articulate how their value? Are they able to articulate transformation, right? Mm-hmm. Can they help? If they are struggling there, it's an immediate impact area that I can say, all right, well, let's examine the less desirable before state of your customer, and then examine what the more desirable after state looks like. So, to really answer the question, I end up looking for these, for ways in which, as a mentor, I can participate with a business and say, great, do you have the right idea with the right time? Is it the right time? And is it the right team?
Right. That's fantastic. Now you're experiencing this head on with a startup that you've just created, and tell us just in a few minutes what that looks like.
Well, it's like it's the road for any entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. And I also, just to take one step back to say that I oftentimes share with people, you don't always have to be a business owner or founder. There's plenty of entrepreneur type positions, but speaking mainly to founders, I am like a serial entrepreneur. So I am constantly starting this process over and over and over again. A guy like Caleb, to me, already fits the archetype that he's going to go and he's going to do this successfully, and then eventually he's going to find a way to do it successfully again and again and again. Sure. But, with my own business, it's, I'm going through the same things that all of our clients are going through. And I share, on the ground battle, stories with them. I know what it's like to feel completely confused about who we serve, or how am I going to build new clients from scratch, both profitably and predictably. I understand that entirely because I'm living it. So
amazing.
So it's the best path to be on, and I love not only helping others because it also strengthens my own skill set and my own perspective when I look into my organizations.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, you are an amazing board member, an amazing friend, and it is just awesome, all the things that you're doing in involvement in the community. So
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Karen, how are you?
Hello there.
Yeah. Great seeing you.
Yeah, I'm getting my mask off and everything.
There we go. There we go. Perfect.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So Karen Jones is one of our new alliance members at the creation of Fresh Start Business Incubator and LifeWorking Coworking. We've teamed up and brought on some new people. Karen Jones is one of them, and we are honored to have you as part of the team. And one of the things that's really intriguing about your background is your 501c3 non-for-profit. It is the Chocolate Chip Association.
Yes.
And you're helping young ladies progress through their, 14 to 20?
No, actually, we start in Head Start.
Head Start, okay.
Our core programs is elementary, second grade through 12th grade.
Okay.
But elementary, we believe, is key.
Yes.
That early exposure is so important.
Okay. Well, I'd love to hear more about this, how the mentorship operates within that realm. We're really intrigued with that because you are creating the new leaders
Yes.
of our community. And we're so honored to have you here, by which, you're doing these cool things. So love to hear about this.
Well, thank you, John. Again, I'm Karen Jones. I'm CEO, Executive Director, and co-founder of Chocolate Chip Association. We are a program that exposes, inspires, and empowers our young female leaders in elementary, middle, and high school. We're all about exposing them to science, technology, engineering, entrepreneurship, art, and math, with the ultimate goal of increasing the number of females in those STEM-related careers. And for us, mentoring is key. That early exposure, that one-on-one interaction, but also having mentors who come beside them to expose young ladies to the various careers, because a lot of times they're just not aware.
Right.
They're not exposed to those careers or aware of those careers. So having our sponsors, our mentors from various corporations, from our community and civic groups, women who work in those fields is important, because we know we can't be what we can't see.
Sure.
So having young ladies who work in those corporate assignments today, who are engineers, who are scientists, who are architects, who are in various fields, including the medical students. We
Sure.
work with a local medical school as well, because again, that mentoring, one-on-one time, as well as group mentoring is important.
Sure. Well, now that you're with the Alliance, where do you see taking what you've learned and what you've developed to, extending that out?
Well, one of the things I'm excited about is, again, I'm a big person with group mentoring. And I know that the Alliance is not only for new profit businesses, but also for nonprofits. Because I've been involved in chocolate chips for over 18 years, as well as my corporate background, being in corporate for 33 years, is there an opportunity to use both of those skill sets to help new nonprofits and new businesses.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about the opportunities that we have together
Yes.
to help women-owned businesses,
Yes.
veteran-owned businesses, as well as minority-owned businesses.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is critical, because we have to support our whole community.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing here with the Alliance.
Yes. And I'm so happy to be doing that.
Yes.
So I'm excited that you're here, and I'm excited that all the things you bring to the table. So fantastic. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Really
you, John. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here again. We have to come together.
Yes, we
As
do.
a community, we need more mentors.
Yeah.
We need people who have various backgrounds who can come and help. Again, we know people out there want to start their own business,
Yes.
but sometimes you need a little bit of help.
Yes.
Whether that's one-on-one mentoring or group mentoring, it all works together. But if we don't have folks who want to volunteer and use their time and experience, again, I always believe that if one win, we all win.
That's exactly
We
right.
got to do it together.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the project that you and I are going to start with the living room concept.
Yes.
And bringing people together who are just thinking about doing something different, but want to get some interaction and exposure to just bouncing ideas off of each other, just making it a open community
Yes.
to just have that function. And I'm excited for us to be working on it together. That's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be fantastic because again, when you're starting a new business, you may not always know what questions to ask.
Yes.
Having that living room forum, that group setting,
Mhm.
if someone else asks the right question, you're that someone may say, hey,
Yeah.
I now know what to ask.
Yeah.
I now know what's missing. What's the gap I'm trying to fill? And that's why I know it's going to work. I'm excited.
Yeah. Perfect. Wonderful.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, Karen.
Thank you very
Really
much, John.
appreciate it. Yeah. We're going to be seeing you soon.
Yes, very soon.
Yes.
Thank you.
I've got Bruce back in. Bruce and I cohabitate working space together. Fresh Start of Illinois, Fresh Start Business Incubator is downstairs. We've got 3,000 square feet up top, 3,000 square feet down below. And so it makes it very easy for us to kind of go back and forth to work with our clients. But one of the things that Bruce is an exceptional mentor, and I really wanted to kind of do a little bit of a deep dive in terms of his experience, because he's been there and done it. He's been doing it for a long time, and I would just want to kind of open that can up. So,
Well, it's a good can to open up because mentoring after my wife and my faith is my most favorite thing to do. And so I have to say that I have learned more. I've got an accounting degree. I've been in business and run my own businesses for 30 years plus. And I worked for a relatively large company for about 6 years. So I've had many experiences, but the mentoring experience has probably taught me more about business than anything else I've ever done. Most people have heard the standard line that you really learn something when you teach it, and that's absolutely true, and that absolutely has happened, because during that mentoring process, you run across issues with your clients, and there's something you maybe never run across before, but you've got the background or the experience or the smarts to say, hey, this is where I need to go to find this solution, not to show it or do it for the client, but once again, to teach them how to do it, or to assign them work such that they work through it and then understand how to do it again and again and again. So those type of experiences have grown my business knowledge and expertise exponentially. And so as I run across in my own business situations that I've seen now over the last 6 or 7 years, and I've helped people through them, I'm helping myself through them. So that idea that you're learning, you're experiencing these great challenges along with your client, and then you're feeling the satisfaction of, once again, helping somebody else. And that's part of what makes a good life. That's part of what makes us real people, real shepherds in a way, is that we are shepherding these people who are smart in most cases. They are hardworking in almost all cases, but they need some of that experience and that leadership that hopefully we can bring to the table to help them learn how to manage their own business. It's an amazing experience, and something I hope everybody has the ability to dive into, to get to know it. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It takes, I think, a big heart, and it takes trusting and believing in the people you're working with. And we try and, through our process and our network, support the mentors to the maximum ability that we can, so that they can do the very best job they can for our clients.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You've just been an extraordinary mentor and have mentored lots and lots of great companies. We've been blessed to have the experience of lots of diversity of clients, and we're only going to make that better. This alliance is going to put us into new communities and to expand what we are doing, and to provide the resources that will help lots of people. So
That's absolutely true. The Alliance is bringing so many more options to the table for us as mentors and for our clients. We've brought in high-end lawyers with intellectual property experience who probably charge literally $600 or $700 an hour for their paying clients, and they've come in and helped our clients, work through their processes. We've had accountants, lawyers, sales experts, HR people who are donating their time. And as a mentor, you're kind of the coach, and you're working them through this process. And we are shepherds, and that's one of the greatest things we can be, whether it's with our own families, our friends, or in this case, with people who really have this great desire to run their own business or accelerate their own business. And in almost every instance, they are really willing to listen, they're willing to work hard, and they're willing to do what we ask. And we've got this big network behind us to really provide them those experiences and that expertise that they need to succeed.
that's exactly right. And let's get in a little bit into the types of mentors. And I want to make sure that the audience understands that what we're looking for are people who are well-meaning, who feel like they've got some expertise in a specific area. That's fine, but just somebody who's a big brother, a big sister, somebody who can come in and add value is extremely important. Not everybody has to be a CEO of a company or a business owner. It is more to do with has more to do with being there for somebody, and to Bruce's point, shepherding someone through the process. So that is extremely important. So we've got lead mentors, and those are the people that, as Bruce alluded to, are shepherding those individuals through the process. We have mentor or expert mentors. Those are individuals who have a specific expertise. It could be marketing, it could be sales, it could be any number of things, but they bring expertise to the client at a very specific time. And then the adjunct mentor is maybe that person that has a lot of is very, very busy, but adds value. And I gave the example of Caleb and the owner of MBX, and that is very important because that is the tethering of two individuals and two like companies that really feed off of each other, and really that blending is extremely important, and it's building bridges and it's building community, and that's really what we're trying to do here.
That's the idea, is that no matter where you are in your business experience, young, middle-aged, old, you've got assets that can be used for other people to help them. And so we've developed this mentor program where if it's a lead mentor, you'll spend a little more time. If it's an expert mentor, a little less time. If you're an adjunct mentor, maybe it's once a year you're called upon. But getting involved with us lets you use your experience to help somebody else who needs it at this time. What's the end goal? The end goal is for us as Fresh Start and our Alliance to build new businesses in our area, to help businesses create more jobs, rent space, to drive the economy so that we can live the type of life we want to live in this Northeast Illinois, Southeast Wisconsin area. And part of the Alliance's mission, of course, is to expand this. We've developed great processes, things that are unique. And if we can spread this literally across the country, we can make a true impact on the economy of the United States.
Yeah, and beyond that, there's some real benefits to being a mentor that you might not have thought of, and that really is it's being involved in the alliance in what they're doing. So a lot of things that we do is education based. So the Fresh Start Presents, our learning opportunities, and being involved with that is extraordinary. We've got a micro-funding opportunity and business loans that we're developing right now to really support incubator clients in communities in need. That is another emphasis of the Alliance. And so we're looking for mentors to come in and support those activities as well. So it's all about community building, sustainability. And of course, the LifeWorking Coworking is going to support that by all of these wonderful spaces. And, whether we're going to have large events, small events, community partnership events, it's all going to be there. And I think one of the things I love about working with Steve is he's very forward thinking and pushing out, what we're doing to other incubators and to other organizations that are in our neighborhood, in our community, and really trying to get their alignment with what we're doing. And I think that's a powerful thing, because we're only as good as we're helping our community. And a lot of people are supporting that cause.
And along those lines of a lot of people supporting that cause, one of the very most unique and wonderful things about being involved with Fresh Start and now the Alliance is the type of people you meet on a day-to-day basis. We meet new, great people literally daily, whether it's our clients, whether it's mentors, whether it's LifeWorking Coworking colleagues, whether it's other organizations that we're aligning and using to help our clients. We have met the most wonderful people, all giving, all loving, and all looking to help others. And it's become a fabulous ecosystem, really almost a family that is looking to help each other.
Yes. And we've become very good friends with our incubator clients. It's just it's natural. It's natural because you are involved in their lives. And I've got a great example of Zach Witt, who owns Illuminate and is a solar company. He does a lot of commercial and private installations. But one of the things is when he started his business, he wasn't making a lot of money, and had a girlfriend at the time that didn't feel like he was ready to make that commitment because he didn't feel like he was that successful. And then lo and behold, over a year and a half of gaining the momentum and making sales and getting involved and working with mentors, he's now engaged, and we can't wait to go to the wedding. It's just going to be great. So this is a great endeavor. And like Bruce, I wouldn't see myself wanting to do anything else because we're helping people every day. So how do you get involved? Well, you go on the Fresh Start Business Incubator site, freshstartbi.org, and there is a tag up on the upper right-hand side for incubator mentors. There is a form to fill out. It's simple, it's easy, and then we'll capture your data, and away we go. You'll get a call from us, and we'll get you engaged. So it's fairly easy, but we want to expand our reach. We want to expand the types of mentors that are part of our family, and we're excited to include you. So at this point, Bruce and I will stay here for some questions, if anybody has some questions from the audience.
One of the first questions that we got asked is by Barry Saltzman, and he is asking, what is the typical profile of a client that is looking for a mentor, and what kind of industry?
Well, Barry, that's a great question. But the beauty of Fresh Start is we we are working with all types of businesses. So anyone from a non-for-profit to a bakery, to a solar company, to a tech company, to you name it.
Manufacturing, services, really across the board. So that is one of the reasons we're looking to continue to expand our mentor group, is because we are open to that. We don't want to limit ourselves to tech or to only manufacturing or to only this or that. There are multitudes of businesses wanting to start up, and we're trying to provide help for all of them.
Yes, that's our uniqueness, and that's the beauty of our incubator, is because we're all inclusive and we feel we can help a wide variety of people, and we bring expertise to the table during the incubator process that makes sense for the client. So if they come in and they don't have a sales team or they don't have strong marketing, we have advisors, we have mentors that come in at that specific time to help. So we're well adversed and well functioning to be able to support that.
Then the next question was asked a few days before our event, and the question is, how do you match the mentor with a company, and how does that process go?
Well, typically we, in the perfect world, we will try and match a like company with a like mentor. So somebody coming out of the same industry, perhaps someone who's coming out of a similar industry, because we want there to be, we want it to be relational. And the understanding between the two is, okay, you've been there, you've done it, you understand my business. So for example, I'm not sure I would necessarily put a bakery with somebody who's doing something in dentistry, for example. That's just not a good fit, because the two might not align properly. Although the business functions are probably similar. Everybody has to have a business plan. Everybody has to have a marketing and sales plan. Everybody has to have, those foundational elements. But we try and match according to, a like company. Is that true?
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And as John said, there are some kind of standards in terms of business plans, financial statements, pro formas, sales and marketing. Almost every business has to have these things. But as John said, and once again, the reason we're trying to expand even broader our mentor group is to be able to find somebody in a similar situation who has gone through some experiences that this client might be going through, and brings that experienced mentorship that says, hey, I've done this, I've worked through this issue, or at least I've been exposed to it, and these are my thoughts. And keep in mind, we're not doing things for our clients. We're trying to help them understand how to do it for themselves.
Yes. We are not here to. We walk them through a process, but they have to take the initiative, and they have assignments. This is not, we put them to task, and there's a good reason for that, because we want them to be successful. Success is discipline. Success is taking an idea and translating that into business language and sales and marketing, and being able to report back to the mentor group. Yeah, this is what I've done. This is what I've accomplished, and this is where I'm going. And I'm really confident about it because I'm getting results. So, next question.
Okay, so the next question is also in the chat. It's from Lori Dan, and she asks, what if I'm fairly proficient when it comes down to sales and marketing, managing employees and employee benefits, but I'm not very good at social media and things like bookkeeping? Can I still be a mentor?
Absolutely. We want you to be a mentor because you bring to the table expertise in a certain area, and we always need that. And it kind of goes back to our process. And, different clients will come to us at different stages, whether it be at the beginning stage where they don't have a pro forma, they don't have anything but just an idea, that will require a different set of mentor help. The company that comes to us who has a lot of things in place but needs specific help with social media, we've got a large group of individuals that we lean on to support that. In fact, why don't you talk about our latest incubator client that we actually brought in Caleb to support that effort. That's a great story.
Yeah, it is. So we've got a new client who is starting up a virtual health and wellness company, Body by Zanotti. And so they need serious help in terms of how to market virtually their business. They think they have good content, they think they have good videos, but they're not getting any sort of translation into new clients or sales. So we were able to bring the CEO of a company that's all they do in terms of social media marketing. We were able to bring in one of our incubator clients, Caleb, who has developed an almost at this run rate $20 million company selling products on the web, and a graphics artist, a graphics company whose job is to make those on web graphics and branding the best that it can be. Mm-hmm. All of this is brought together in a short period of time and now multiple mentoring sessions to help this fabulous lady start what we think is a very viable business. Mm-hmm. So, another thing I would just like to say is the lead mentor is kind of a very unique position, and it's a very interesting position. You do not have to be a business genius. You do not have to have expertise in all areas. You have to have some business knowledge, yes, some business expertise, probably have been successful would be a good thing, but you're the shepherd. And so you're the one who has that overall business vision, probably from owning a business or being a CEO or a president. And you're invaluable in our process because you're that shepherd who takes the client through the process, brings in the proper individual mentors, and probably gets the best warm feeling when that client launches and becomes successful because you stay in contact with them. We are not a you're in and out and you're done type of organization. As John said, we become engaged with our clients, they become friends, they become family. We're not going to help them and provide free service forever at all, but we become those friends and mentors who might know them at this point 5 or 6 years down the road because some of our clients are now our biggest supporters.
Okay, we have another question from Felicia Ford Rice. And
Okay.
She asks 3 different questions. First of all, how long does the mentor and mentee matching process take? How long is the mentor obligation to be a mentor? And is the mentoring in person, virtual, or both?
Oh, interesting. Great question. Well, now that we're kind of leaning out of the COVID era, hopefully with more vaccinations and so on and so forth, we'll probably be going back to more face-to-face engagements. That has been our success. Typically, we bring in a new incubator client, and that incubator client will be interviewed by either the Fresh Start board or mentors who will just have a conversation. You know, where are you going? What's your idea? What are the things that we can help you with? Just kind of an assessment. You know, that could be 1 or 2 sessions. We're just trying to get up a level playing field of where they are, and if it makes sense. And one of the things I think that's really unique about us is we will counsel somebody out of something that we think is going to be a bad decision, either because they're going to cancel out their 401k entirely, or that they don't have support from their family to do this, or that it's just blatantly a bad idea. So we'll maybe have them go back to the drawing board and say, you know, for these reasons, we don't think we can push this forward. let's rethink this. And we've had several incubator clients that we've had to, walk through that process. And that's a good thing because we want to take in as many incubator clients as possible, but we also want to be fair. We want to be reasonable, and we want to be, the big brothers and big sisters in a situation where you start a company, you're making a huge commitment. You're making a commitment to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to your community. And, the hope is, our dream is, you start a company, you hire a bunch of people, and it creates a sustainable environment by which you're then becoming a mentor and helping other companies. That's our dream. So
in terms of timeframes, your mentorship is as long as you want it to be. You get assigned clients as you accept them, and if you're done with it, you're done with it. So there's no time frame commitment other than to the commitment to the in particular client that you're working with at the time. In terms of the matching time, we try and match, as we talked about previously, the right mentor with the right client. And so that's why we get to know both of them before we do the matching process. And that happens relatively immediately once a client, comes on board. We find the lead mentor finds the individual mentors that will be needed. And this is a very quick, and at this point, we are onboarding to a platform that's going to make it very seamless and easy to use. So there will be really firm knowledge of both client and mentor and everything that's going on right in front of both.
Yeah, and that's extraordinary, because what that's going to do is it's going to bring in a level of accountability for the client, especially because the work is all there, and there's going to be timelines and setting up appointments and infusion of other mentors that come into the process. But it will be platform based that will give us the latitude and foundation to really grow this. So we're excited, really excited about this. We just had a meeting this morning about that. We were talking to the makers of this platform in Greece, and they've done an extraordinary job.
We have one last question left, and it's what resources would be available for mentors to stay organized and track the process? Would you say that platform really be able to provide all of those resources?
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, for sure, that's going to be an extraordinary resource. But the mentor group itself, as we've seen it grow, they leverage each other and they support each other. There's a lot of mentors that know each other, and we're building a community of mentorship that they themselves pull resources. So it's pretty extraordinary how this thing has grown and has created its own ecosystem, which is extraordinary. Really appreciate everybody's participation and being here tonight. Thank you, Bruce, for all of your mind share and all of the things
My pleasure.
You've brought in the stories. Fantastic. We're super excited about this, and we are looking forward to include more mentors. So again, go on our website, www.freshstartbi.org, and sign up as a mentor, and you'll get a call from us. And it's easy to do. It's giving back to the community, and it's fun. At the end of the day, it is fun. And there's nothing that I would rather be doing in my life than to giving back to helping other companies. So with that said, thank you very much and good evening.
Good evening.